parenting is a skill. It's a skill that we learn from our mistakes on how to be better and better as parents and give over the best the best that we have to give to our own children. Sometimes we are just unaware, even as good parents, that there are some phrases that we say that could be dangerous. Dangerous to the minds of our children, dangerous to their emotional well-being, dangerous to their spiritual well-being, and to their self-esteem. And we may say this when we're in a rush. We may say this when we're feeling overwhelmed. We may say this only with pure intentions because we care about our children and we want them to know how they're supposed to be, not to make the same mistakes. However, in the long run, unfortunately, this can have dramatic negative effects on our children. And I'm going to share with you 9 phrases that good parents say, and they could have dangerous effects on the children long term. So the first phrase that we may say to our kids is, I'm your mother and you have to listen. We as parents are incredibly privileged to take care of our royal children. Our children are royalty. They are bestowed to us from God in order for us to take care of them, to give them what they need, not to give them what we think they need, what we want them to be. How many times do we hear adults saying, my parents always wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer, or I never wanted to disappoint them. So just because I'm the mother, it doesn't mean my kids have to listen to me. I have to cultivate a relationship with my child that the child wants to listen to me. And of course, they have the mitzvah. They have the mitzvah in order to honor their parents, yes. But it can't be forced. It's something that they need to do, yes. But we cannot force them to listen. They may listen when they're small. They may listen when they're fragile and innocent, and they're not stronger than you, and they're not bigger than you as a parent. But inside, they'll carry a hurt all their lives that they were forced to listen, that they weren't listened to. Just because they had a mother or a father who told them what to do, they just had to listen. But if we have the mindset that I am parenting my child because it is a privilege to parent my child. I was chosen to parent this child, and I'm going to grow as this child is developing. I'm going to grow and change as a parent. We need to change as parents as our children are growing and changing. And remember, parenting is a gift. Okay, number 2. Instead of our children saying, I want, we need to teach them how to say, I would like, may I have. Not, I want, because they're going to learn as adults to constantly have desires for everything, and they need to have it. Now, a lot of things are the things that we want is necessarily a things that we need. So it's definitely very normal for children to want, because they are born to want. They are born selfish, and we are there to teach them to be unselfish, to be generous, to think of others, to be considerate, to be respectful, and that's a skill to learn over a lifetime before hopefully they become adults and enter the real world. So it's important for us to teach them to say, I would like, may I have, not I want, because that's teaching them that desires must be fulfilled, and if they're unfulfilled, then I can't go on. I need that fulfilled. So we want to teach them to say, I would like and may I have. Okay. Number 3. Number 3 is something that parents usually do to reduce conflict among all their children. So they buy the same thing for every child in order for the children not to fight. So yes, it's definitely annoying to hear the children argue. They all want the same thing, and you just want to move on with your life. You just want to get to your to-do list, and for them not to fight. Totally understandable. Don't make it a habit to buy the same thing for every child. Maybe sometimes, but they should know how to be able to solve a problem on their own together. When mommy buys something, maybe bubbles, and everybody wants those bubbles, they're going to learn how to take turns. They're going to learn how to be patient. They're going to learn how to wait and give somebody time. It doesn't have to happen now on my terms. The child will learn that. It doesn't have to. I can learn, I can be considerate, and I can wait. And yes, it takes us as a parent time to do that. We have to stop what we're doing and teach them those skills because they do need it for the future. And it's okay not to always have the same thing. The child needs to know I don't have to have what my older sibling has, what my younger sibling has. You can say to your child, this is not what you need. Or I'm sure you can share. I know you could solve this problem. I know you can make peace. I know you can make shalom. I know you want it, but we have one. What should we do? And have the child solve this problem on their own. Okay. It is also going to reduce jealousy amongst the children because they're going to know I don't necessarily have what my sister has, and it's going to teach them that skill as an adult as well. Okay, number 4, when we say to our kids, have fun. Now, have fun is an awesome thing to say, but as adults, we grow up sometimes thinking life is all about having fun, and a productive day is a day of doing nothing. I had to do nothing, right? And nothing is not a Jewish view at all. It's a secular view. We are here to do, to produce, to make the most out of every minute, to make the most out of every day. Now, there are some times when you need to do nothing, when you need to recharge, and that's fine. You know yourself. But have fun means I'm always supposed to be excited. Did you have fun? Did you have fun? Instead, we can say, did you have a good time? Because a good time is something that you can explain. What kind of a time did you have? I had a good time. What did you do? But have fun most of the time lends itself to meaning, it was fun, it was exciting. Life has to be always exciting. But I don't have to have life exciting all the time. The kids won't say I'm bored. Okay, it's okay for you to be bored. It's perfectly fine. Sometimes life is just mundane, and that's also a blessing when things are going along just the way you want it to go along. And it doesn't always have to be fun and exciting. And life really isn't always fun and exciting, right? Most of our life we go on to do the regular things that we do, the cooking, the laundry, the cleaning, and before you know, you eat for 20 minutes and you do the whole cycle over again, the 5-hour cycle, the shopping, the cooking, the cleaning, the putting things away. And it's life is not about fun and excitement. It's about having a good time. And you could have a good time doing laundry. You could have a good time cleaning. You could have a good time putting things away and organizing. It's all about your outlook in life. So teach your kids how to say, did you have a good time? Okay. All right. And I mean, you would ask them that. Okay. Number 5 is it's not fair. So going back to buying the same thing for every single child, and they'll tell you, you bought only one set of one bottle of bubbles. It's not fair. You know what? Wake up call. Life isn't fair. There's some kids there's some parents who have good children without them putting an effort into parenting, without them reading one parenting book, without them spending quality time with their kids. They just have good kids. They were blessed. They have different challenges in life, but they were blessed with good kids. Okay? It doesn't mean they parented a certain way. They were just not challenged in this area in life. So life isn't fair. And one woman could put all her efforts into parenting, and she could have, maybe she could have did everything right, and she tried everything under the book, and she has just difficult children just because this is the area in life she needs to work on in life to be the person she needs to be. This is her mission, to improve her character through her children. Sometimes we need to improve our character through our difficult boss or through our challenging finances, unfortunately. So everybody has different challenges and missions in life, and we need to know that life is not fair. A person can pray countless years to have children, and they're still not blessed, and they're good people. Is that fair? Do good people always have children? No, it isn't fair. So life is unfair. Let's remove that from our vocabulary and not teach our children. It's fair, it's not fair, it just hurts their development and their outlook on life in the long run. Okay. Number 7, saying you're so smart to your children. Now this seems like a very innocent thing to say, and it seems like it's a compliment to your kids. You're so smart, and it's true. Your child may be very intelligent. However, saying you're so smart to your child after they receive a good grade in school tells your child, wow, my mom thinks I'm smart. I got a 95 on the test. She said I'm smart. So when I get a 70 on the test, I can't show her the test because that would mean I'm not so smart. That would mean I'm stupid. Now, if you have a relationship with your child where you tell them, wow, you worked so hard. They gave you a 95 and you tell them, you worked so hard. You really know your stuff. You were really prepared for this exam. Yeah. So when they receive a 70, they'll show you the test. As long as you have a good relationship with your child, the child can open up to you about whatever. And having that relationship saying, listen, I'm proud of you no matter what you do, as long as you did your best. And maybe if you did your best and you got a 70, maybe we need to get you a tutor or some help. So as long as they did their best, as adults, we probably failed many tests. I know I failed many tests and changed my goals and my degrees. And you know what? Baruch Hashem, thank God. Hopefully they'll be able to learn from their mistakes and grow as people. But it doesn't mean they're smart just because they succeeded in a test. They're intelligent. They did a great job. You did a great job. You worked really hard. So instead of saying you're so smart, wow, you really studied for that test. You really prepared. And they are intelligent. But don't say that after they took a test, You could tell them you're so smart in general. You're smart, you're intelligent, but not after a test because that could hurt their thought pattern and the way they think about themselves. Okay. Number 8 is not targeting the child, but targeting the behavior. So when the child is doing the right thing, wow, you're so amazing. You did the right thing. I'm so proud of you. You really went out of your way. And really praising them. So you could target them and their behavior in that way when you're praising them. But when you're not praising them, when you want to criticize your child, which is a skill in and of itself, but when you do feel like you need to criticize your child, criticize their behavior. What you did was really unlike you. It's not like you. I'm really unhappy about what you did. I'm really unhappy about your behavior. And this is instead of saying, you're lazy. What the problem with those comments are, you're lazy, is it labels the child to believe they're lazy. They grow up to be lazy adults many times because they're lazy. They can't get things done. They always fail. They always mess up. They can't be relied on. They're not responsible. This stays in their mind and they become irresponsible adults. And it does hurt their schema, the way they think about themselves. So instead of saying you're lazy, we can say, I really expected you to make sure your room is clean by the end of the day. You want to go to your friend's house tonight, just make sure your room is clean before you leave. And that's it. That shows respect towards your child, respecting no matter what. No matter what, there's respect. Even if the child disrespects you, not that you're tolerating it, there's a consequence. Continue to be respectful because you're that role model. You're calm and in control no matter what. Okay. Number 9. So number 9 is saying I hate to food. So when we say I hate to food, it's true. Maybe they hate broccoli. But instead of saying I hate, they can learn to say it's not my taste. It's not what I like. I don't like it. I don't want it. May I have this instead? Because somebody else may want it. And once a child says, I hate, the other siblings also follow suit. They copy them. And it turns out that the whole family hates broccoli. So I want to share these 9 phrases with you. And I want to finish off by saying, continue respecting your child no matter how they behave. Because most children are, have good intentions. They're just they just lack the skills on how to react appropriately, how to talk appropriately, And hopefully these phrases are only going to enhance our parenting and create a deeper connection with us and our children. Leah Abramov, Being and Becoming, awakening awareness of your greatness and potential.